And so welcome into the second match of this, the finals day of week 2 of the UNSQUASHABLE Premier League in Auckland. Hosted in Squash XL, the venue with the only permanent glass court in New Zealand. And on court, it is Glenn Templeton in the blue. He has a world ranking of around about 357. And in the red, it is SHELTON Agar. He's the oldest person in this competition at 21. Wearing a Canada shirt, despite being a New Zealander. And in the first match, it was Jack Condor winning in 5 games over Mason Smales. 2 of the younger players in the competition, Smales at 15 and Condor at 17. I should note that Glenn Templeton is just 18. He is the national junior champion, defeating Elijah Thomas in 5 last year. And that ball just died. Literally died. This is 8 of the better domestic players around New Zealand. 6 of them have had PSA rankings, or do have PSA rankings at the present time, with Joel Arscott the highest ranked player at 235. And this match, effectively the 5th and 6th playoff. Nice shot turning. Well played. And you see that SHELTON Agar just gets on with the game. There's no mucking around. Feel free to send through any comments, predictions, comments, thoughts on the play here. There's SHELTON Agar from the Remuera Rackets Club in Auckland, and Glenn Templeton from the Katikati Club in the Bay of Plenty, right about 3 hours south of Auckland. This match so far is been fairly loose in play, and there we go. Into the second game, Glenn Templeton in the blue, SHELTON Agar in the red, who is no longer Canada. We did have a Canada shirt on before, now he's still in red, but it's no longer Canada as such. I was waiting for someone to mention that Glenn Templeton does play out of Henderson as well. There's a lot of people claiming a lot of different players. Nice to have you, Sid. Great to have people coming in from the UK and Australia continuing. We've had all sorts of countries over the last week or two: Luxembourg, Canada, South Africa, Australia, UK. A couple of others I seem to recall as well. And Glenn Templeton playing very well at the moment, moving very freely. Whereas SHELTON Agar looking a little bit tight at the moment, although that's what he looked like yesterday when he let 2 games slip. against Jack Condor, but came back in 5. And that favourite shot of Glenn Templeton into the backhand corner, tight in that corner, dropping. And don't forget, we do have the 3rd and 4th playoff, which is Temwa Chilisi against Leo Fatalofa. That should be an entertaining match. And the final against, well, it is Joel Ascott against Elijah Thomas. That should be very good. Their world rankings very similar. Now let's see what the improvement's like for Shelton Agar. He was down by 2 games to love against Jack Condor yesterday and came back and won in 5. Doesn't quite seem the same today. Feel free to let us know where you are around the world if you're watching this, whether it's in New Zealand from the Henderson Squash Club, as a lot of the club members competing here, or if you're overseas, let us know. Let us know how your club is going if you have been able to get underway. Well, it's a bit of start there for Shelton Agar. Cutting down a couple of errors. Well played. And now moving in with the 1-point advantage. See how the movement is for Templeton. It was good in the first game. We're not mucking around in this one. Well, Katie Templeton. Glenn has been claimed by Henderson as well. So on the comments here. And Caddy. Caddy Squash Club, a big part of the community, but Glenn Templeton has been claimed by Henderson. You're going to have to fight this one out over comments. Better play by Glenn Templeton now. consistent down the backhand side. Who's going to break first? And Templeton still looking strong. Might be down a couple of points. Oh. This is the thing with Shelton Agar. He looks down and out a lot of the time, and that's what happened yesterday. And he came back and won in 5. Let's see what Glenn Templeton can do here. Well, one back. Any thoughts on that? If anybody does have any thoughts on whether it should have been a let or anything else. And the game goes to Shelton Agar. Tight in the end with a little bit of a comeback from Glenn Templeton. And as we get ready for the 4th game between Michael Shelton Agar and Glenn Templeton, here's Templeton in the blue leading by 2-1 and taking that the first point on an error from Shelton Agar. Shot flat backhand down the line from Templeton. Made it difficult for Shelton Agar to get to. Of course, the winner of the first match today was Jack Condor in 5 in 40 minutes over close rival Mason Smales. And that's the thing with the ball dying a little bit with the conditions, is that you perhaps have to take smaller steps, more smaller steps rather than the larger steps. Nice powerful forehand down the line. Hits the winner. And it takes up the 4-1 lead. Much better use of the backhand wall by both players in this particular contest, certainly compared to the first game. Well played. Just bringing the lead back a little bit, Shelton Agar. Not the most orthodox shot, but very effective in the end. Nice play by Shelton Agar, moving his opponent around the court. Templeton having to change direction, turn around a couple of times in that point. And feel free to make any comments. We do have the third and fourth playoff coming up, and also the grand final for week 2 of the Unsquashable Premier League as well. And thank you very much to the players so far. We've had Joel Ascott on the scoring, on the refereeing, and for this match it has been 17-year-old Jack Condor as well. Heather Finlay, the official referee, will now be on the card for the third and fourth playoff and also for the final. There it is, Glenn Templeton taking in 4. So successful there for Glenn Templeton, the 18-year-old, with a PSA ranking of 357.